PHHS, Channel 6. Derek Bork, the Big D. Hi, Tom Hydja. Return of the Hyde man tonight. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Pleasure as always. Well, your typical half, very, very close for these two rivals. Again, 12-6, Port Huron Northern on top of the Big Reds at the half. Some key halftime stats before we get into the stats exactly. Obviously, you got to say that first half controlled by Adrian Green and Northern's running game.
He's a monster. I'm sorry I missed watching this kid run all year. He runs big for his size. He got great cutting ability, strength, pulls forward his weight. I mean, how many yards has he got?
18 for 141, a 7.8 yards per carry average, and a TD.
That's a good day, let alone a half.
Right. Passing for the Huskies because the run worked, obviously, and because of the weather conditions. Dave Thomas, not the greatest of factors, 3 for 7, 32 passing yards. That's it. Does average 10.7 a pass. Not too bad. He's thrown for one pick, though.
Well, I don't know if it's not a great factor. I think having a guy out there on the field like that, really can open other guys up. When you have to watch more than one guy, you don't have to have great numbers to be a great asset to your team.
Big receiver for the Huskies, and the only receiver for the Huskies in that first half of play, Tim Sargent. He caught 3 for 32 yards. On the other side, rushing, Josh Collier, 6 for 52. And my question to you, Tom, is where was he late in that half? The way he was carrying the ball, he should have been in there as far as I'm concerned.
We don't know what's going on down the sideline. The coach has some kind of a game plan, and he goes with it. Who knows what he has in mind? Maybe he's planning on using them twice as much in the second half here, and we'll get to know that in about 16 seconds as the clock ticks down.
Adrian Brown and Larry Rowland split time as you'd expect. One completion for Brown for 7. Actually, 1 for 7 for 35 yards. Check that. And Larry Rowlands as well. 1 for 2 for just 15 yards. The pass hasn't really been there for both teams. It's been the run as you'd expect again in a game with rough weather conditions.
The one thing those two quarterbacks have done today so far has prompted the Huskies to open up a whole can because they've taken huge hits. They're just getting beat up there. The Big Reds really have to concentrate on protecting those guys. They're your generals. They're the guys that are going to take you down the field, and you can't let them get slapped around.
In total, 165 rushing yards for Northern there at the half, 32 passing yards. On the other side for the Big Reds, and 92 rushing yards and just 50 passing yards. But again, the big stat, 12-6 at the half, Tom.
Well, one of the big things that we're going to see in this half of the game, it is cold. It is still raining. And it's just, it's going to affect the rest of this game.
Does it come down to heart, maybe?
Well, 12-6, yeah, it can. If this starts to be a stalemate and starts to get stalled between the 30s, it's going to be who wants this game more. It's well within reach for either team to take over.
Dustin LaPlage just fell on that one. Just fell on that one, actually, for the Huskies. At about the 38-yard line, that's where they'll begin this drive. 1st and 10 from there when play continues.
It's a smart move. I tell you, that's all I do. If the ball hits the ground, I just jump on it. I don't try to run it. I don't try to be a hero. I just want to hit the ground with that ball and give it to my team.
11 first downs for Northern in that first half. 6 for the Big Reds. 197 total yards to 142 in favor of Northern. 1st and 10 from the 38. Thomas, again on that rollout. He's got a lot of room over there to the 40. Upfield 45. What about 50? 45. Cuts up, and that amounts to the 40. First down and a whole lot of yards for David Thomas. There was just no Big Reds over there.
Well, that just proved David Thomas makes a heck of a hamburger, great potato, and now brings some shake and bake.
And the poor guy is gone, huh?
Yeah, well.
Got 11 Frosties. 1st and 10 from the 40. Windows starting to fog up, as you said, cold night tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cold. I was shivering down there, and I'm a fat guy, so, I've got extra layers.
And you had the umbrella out. I mean, come on.
Well,
take the rain like the Big D did.
I'm too old now. You're running my umbrella. What are you talking about?
You noticed that, didn't you?
Which, by the way, same as usual.
3 to the 35.
Now, if we have the third camera, there's a guy down here in a tank top.
Yeah, he works for Channel. He's actually Channel 6, that guy.
That makes a lot of sense.
Get this, though. His name is Harry Parent.
Really?
He comes up here. I ask him for something. No arguments, no nothing. He's sprinting, doing 110 down the steps to get it for me. You gotta like a guy like that.
You should get some sleeves or some arms.
Yeah. I guarantee you the big fella in the truck, EJ Shea, just laughed at that one. Adrian Green, nothing. Stopped right at the line and pushed back. Alan Deland over tackle for the Big Reds.
Well, the defense for the Big Reds has to come up big. They have to really shut down this Husky offense. They're capable of getting down the field themselves and scoring some points. They have to concentrate on defense, make sure they keep as many points as they can off the board, obviously, and don't let the Huskies get the momentum. 3rd and 7, this is a perfect play. It's a big play early on.
I would say how this game's gone, though, is the Huskies the one right now to win or lose. Again, Thomas always slipped and fell. He might have been close to the first down had he not done that. Big Reds in general had that one zoned out pretty well.
I agree, though. I think right now it is the Huskies' game to win or lose, and it's a play like that that can really kind of slap fate right in the head. When it's 3rd and 7 and you've clearly got it and the field just gives out with underneath your feet and you fall. I mean, no fault to Thomas there, but the field's going to be a factor.
With 10 minutes to play now, just over 10 minutes anyway, in the 3rd quarter, 12-6. Huskies on top of the Big Reds, PHHS Channel 6. Happy to bring it to you tonight.
I think there's 10 guys. Okay, there's the 11th guy in the field. Yeah, you got to do something.
Huh.
Well, that's big. Call it a timeout.
Over there, did you see that?
We didn't want to call timeout for sure. And I tell you what, the 9th game of the season, that shouldn't happen.
Oh, no. Well, it shouldn't happen at all.
You have to be a little bit more prepared than that, especially in a game so tight. This game could be blown open by the Big Reds as easily could be the Huskies. Mental mistake, special teams, which that was both. That was a mental mistake on a special team.
We've seen each team. Actually, the Big Reds got away with one of those late substitutions there on the kickoff in the 1st quarter. Now the Huskies have to call a timeout. Not flag, that's the good thing.
Yeah. But he just, when the game is close, you don't want to use up your timeouts for nothing.
Jeff Naz to punt about the 49. Terry Mitchell back about the 10. Now he moves up to about the 15-20. Well, they'll do this a lot. Might actually go for this one. 4th down and 5. They are.
I actually
maybe making the Big Reds try to jump. Some kind of trick play happening here, maybe. Now they're just trying to draw them offside.
Well, they can't on 4th and 5. I mean, they can just give them the ball.
Kind of odd what they did, though. You don't see that too often.
I'm not sure what the. Well, now they have to punt. I mean, I guess if you're just trying to draw them offside, that's cute. But
I would think there's better ways than that.
Yeah,
what does that do for you?
Nothing. No, I'll get you.
You could maybe think he snapped the ball, but if you're listening to snap count, that shouldn't matter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're watching the ball, I mean, just because when the quarterback moves and nobody else does, there's the key that nobody snapped it.
So let's do this again, shall we? Naz. No, let's not do it again. Flag in the play. And it's against the Huskies again. So.
Well, and that's why I play like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now instead of 4th and 5 and kicking on a day where it's not a good kicking day, now you got another 10 yards worth of penalties from where you started. Today is not a good day to kick. It's cold. It's wet.
Well, they were going to kick this one from the 48 of the Big Reds once, it originally started, but right now Naz is standing about his 40, so that's an indication of how far back they've been pushed.
That's a big, big difference.
Definitely be punting this one, no chance for any fakes or anything like that. Pretty good rush on that punt. Out of bounds. And depending on where the official marks it, well, that might be a generous mark. Well, wait a minute, where is he over there?
Break it up a bit.
I was going to say, where he originally went there at like 3-yard line. I'm going, what? Yeah, he's sitting about the 14. Not bad punt at all, considering from the 40-yard line.
Well, I mean, it's just a little bit risky what I think they did there. It's a good thought. You try to pull them off sides, I guess, but, I don't, maybe I have to go down and talk to coach and what the whole game plan was there.
Saying goodbye to the seniors all evening long, being as it is seniors night here at Memorial Stadium. We already revealed the Huskies and their seniors in the first half of play. We'll get to the Big Reds here in just a moment. They're on offense right now. Brown and company, Collier the lone back in the backfield. Gets the carry this time, another hole. He's a load, look out. Gets to the 29. And close to a first down if he doesn't have it. Just shy by the looks of things.
Well, the mistake that you can't make with a guy like Collier, or a lot of the Big Reds backfield, is you have to tackle them at their waist. You got to wrap up, hug them tight, and take them down. Don't go for their legs. They're gonna smooth you there. You have to make sound tackles.
Collier again met this time at the line, and nothing much. Reynolds was over there. Aaron Baranowski. Nice play. Oswald there as well. Again, I can't figure out why Collier has not gotten more carries in this game, but I just saw him a couple there. Sprung the first one for about 10.
Yeah, I mean, you got a day like this kind of takes away a little bit of Collier's edge, which might be the thinking. He's more of a side-to-side runner.
From the 27, left to right on your screen. Go the Big Reds on 1st and 10. Collier carrying 3 or 4 down with him. About the 30. Well, to keep on reading those seniors off, Rick Banks, the second. For the Big Reds, Donald Barton will be leaving as well. Adrian Brown, leader on this team. He got hurt. Nice to see him back in the lineup again, as mentioned. Matthew Browning, he'll be a big loss. He's been a senior and a good back for a few years here in Big Red Country. Alan Delano made a fine tackle there. Farver having a fine game. He'll be leaving after this game as well. And Andrew Fiedler will, of course, continue with the seniors in a moment. 3rd and 7 from the 30 now. Collier again, the carry. Not enough for the first down this time. Not sure I like that play call on a 3rd and 7.
Well, it's nice when you have the talent in the backfield that the Big Reds do that maybe he can pop it out. They're going to play conservative with the conditions. The problem is where's that line that you draw? I mean, you can't be conservative all the way. You can't just give 3 and outs. At one point, you're going to have to take a chance if you're down in this game.
Especially with the big play talent that they have. But again, I mean, the way they're playing, the way that 3rd and 7 was called there, you'd think that they're playing for a Husky mistake here, maybe to get the ball turnover, but Huskies are a disciplined team.
Yeah, they don't
can't count on that.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're going to have to take a chance.
David Thomas standing back to 40. Here's the punt now. Gets it off. Not too bad. Thomas dropped the ball. He better fall on that one real quick. He hit it out of bounds. Took a swing at it. I don't know if he actually caught the ball.
Well, I don't know. It might not be a bad idea. You're not going to turn it over that way.
David Hendrickson, the fine fullback, also a linebacker. They will really miss him as we continue with the seniors. Terry Mitchell, I'm not sure where he's going next year, but he will play somewhere on Saturday afternoons. He's been fun to watch, and he's got it all, as I said, a star on the track team. Tall guy, 6'2", 185. Those skills aren't something you see every day, Tom,
well,
and he'll be missed.
You got to keep pumping them in and out when you're in a high school situation. You're going to lose your big guys every year.
Thomas, keeper on 1st down, nothing. Lee Ward among tacklers for the Huskies. Haddix as well. And number 79, Rick Banks, a second, is in there. And he's a load boy. Get this, 6'4", 275.
That's a big one.
Huh. I'd love to run into him, I'll tell you. 2nd and 9 from the 46. Again, 3 wide, 1 back set. Give to Thomas. Give to Green, actually. Look at him continue to fight for yards. Look out. He could be gone. 6 points, Huskies. It could be coming back.
Well,
we'll see.
Unfortunately, they threw the flag in a place where usually holding take place.
Well, even if you can't figure it out, these Big Red fans think they do.
Well, yeah, they think they know.
It's coming back, yep.
Well, right where they threw the flag, that generally is where, the flag is thrown when there's a hold. Unfortunate because he sprung a huge run there, which would have really taken a lot out of the Big Reds.
Adrian Green clearly keeps his feet moving at all times. That's a fine example. He had tacklers all around him, Tom. How many times did we think he was down? They just break free, even if it is a holding.
Well, like you said, the key is keeping your feet moving.
Yeah, they don't look like they're stopping much, do they?
No, I mean, it's really a simple off-end play here.
Oh, his knee's down. Wait a minute. He was down there anyway.
Yeah, that could be too. But right there, his feet are still pumping. They're pumping and pumping, and that's a couple key blocks. Now, unfortunately, there was a hole, but a couple key blocks, and he's gone.
Yeah.
But his knee, I think, was down.
Yeah, they got away with one anyway.
Yeah.
2nd and 19 from the 36.
Now that we have the replay, maybe they'll have that little red flag the NFL has.
Run and shoot look.
He's broken out again.
Thomas, keeper, pushed forward, gain of about, what, 10? More than that even. About the 47-yard line. So that'll bring up third down in about 7. That's a big gain for a simple just lower your head quarterback and go forward.
I keep feeding that guy the ball. It's his kind of conditions out right now, apparently.
Injury on the play here. 6:26 to play third quarter. 12-6. Huskies still on top of the Big Reds.
You know, you can watch Channel 6 Monday through Thursday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. for all your local programs. And for highlight of what's happening in our district, watch Our Schools with host Ken Kraft.
And to continue, the seniors, Joshua Parker of the Big Reds, playing in his last game tonight. Darius Sharp, a guy they'll definitely miss on both sides of the ball. Jason Short, Mike Stroven, Richard Taylor, as we get to some of the linemen. Jason Tykow, fine player. Kevin Tesh, another one. Justin Thomason, Aaron Trendy, and we also say goodbye to Lee Ward. Lee Ward's been a fine linebacker all year long, makes some great tackles at the middle.
Well, you know, we go through this every year. You're going to lose seniors. The key to a high school program is the lower levels, your 8th grade, your 9th grade, you know, your sophomore teams. You know, keep them quality players throughout your system coming up, and that's what these two teams have started to do over the last few years.
And how you notice those players obviously learn from the seniors.
Oh, absolutely. Those kids are here. They're here watching. They're seeing what the big show looks like, and it makes them work a little bit harder.
Third down now and about 7 from the 47. They have 3rd and 46 on the board, but I don't think so.
That's off.
Third
and 9.
Just a little bit. 3 wideouts again, 2 near side, but they're going to call a timeout.
Well, see, that's big, especially after an injury like that.
Right.
And that's their second time out.
And again, this late in the year, there you go again. I mean,
yeah, you know, things can get confusing. Things can get mucked up out there, but, you know, you got to be able to, especially after injury. Now, it's unfortunate someone got hurt, but if you're the quarterback, you have to be over there kind of sneaking one in with your coach.
Game of games, as I said, some of the great things I've seen this year. 67-56 win over Warren Mott by the Big Reds. The David Thomas Show, the 35-6 win over Harrington Township Lance Cruz. And the exciting comeback, I saw another Big Red doozy here a couple weeks ago. They were trailing 12-0 in the 4th of a game against Roseville. Josh Collier, get this, 95-yard touchdown reception and 2 passing touchdowns to bring the Big Reds back and win the game 21-20. That was an exciter.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Exciting.
Those are some of the games I unfortunately missed this year.
No doubt. It's been one of my most, you know, my favorite years to call. Been a lot of fun this year, boy. This is the pitch on the reverse to Travell Brown. Watch the block in the back. Yep. You kind of saw that immediately, didn't you?
Well, that was actually a clip and a hold. Same time. There goes another flag.
There are flags all over the place. Was Collier flagged? That's what I'm wondering.
I think he was.
On sportsmanlike conduct,
Yeah,
you gotta be kidding me.
Well, you know, you have to be careful.
Well,
especially when you get a clip. That's 15 yards. You don't want to give it back.
And that's what I said. Keys to winning, Big Reds, keep your head in the game at all times.
Absolutely.
There's an example.
Well, that's a great example. And I don't, here's the play again. Now, you're going to watch, it's going to be a reverse, a deep reverse, by the way, a dangerous reverse. You don't want to get, and the penetration from the Big Reds, he gets lucky, gets a step here. You're going to see the offensive lineman, I think, coming up here, maybe not, but he actually kind of tackles and clips at the same time right there. He obviously clips him. Still gets a couple good yards out of it, and then there's some kind of a brouhaha melee at the end here where 18 people get flagged, and there's more laundry on the field than at the coin op down the street.
So what do they do with this mess then?
No, they're going to be offsetting if it's 15 both.
Well, and I think there's 2 on the Huskies, is there not?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of there's just so many. There's flags everywhere.
There's 4 of them down on the field. Got a clip against the Huskies. Well, there's a referee. You can all but tell from there. Yeah, that'll be against Collier there. Probably just said something that the official didn't really appreciate. I think he was coming off the bench there, too.
Well, I tell you what, officials don't appreciate that at all. If you're coming onto the field and making a judgment that the officials just called, you're going to get flagged.
I tell you, these fans under us starting to yell some things I wouldn't repeat.
Yeah. Where's the boom
I'm too
mic?
good a guy. So they're still sorting this mess out, but we can tell you 5:46 to play in the third quarter. 12-6 Huskies still on top.
It just drives me crazy though. Now I tell you what, there's a Big Red out there picking up a flag, which is a bad idea. When that flag, don't hand the flag back to the official. He knows where it is. I see now.
Well, you know that. Throw it back to
Of course, if the official
might just appreciate that.
If the official doesn't want to walk 4 steps and get it himself, I guess he can have it tossed to him.
Yeah.
Another great shot of the fans in this downpour.
Yeah, but now see, they're dry.
Yeah, they're okay.
Some of these fans here have,
the size of that
little
umbrella.
rinky-dink umbrellas.
That was a
And
major.
that one was just a huge one. That covers our booth.
That does. Well, that's why we're not wet.
I'm jealous. 3rd and 17. Thomas, again, that rollout play. Good late pressure, avoids it.
Oh, he's
Throws
open.
this one. Yeah, Sanders open. Actually, Andy Grant to the 20 out of bounds.
That's a good play. Good play put together. Good play call.
Well, again, that's a similar play to that touchdown earlier to the same guy, Grant. And not only was Grant open, yet again, it looked exactly like the touchdown. Sanders was over there open, too.
Well, what I think Dave Thomas does well is he'll stretch the whole field out. He gets big gaps between the Big Reds, and the passing game starts to work.
You just got to laugh at that one, huh? 1st and 10. Ball is marked at the 22-yard line.
Someone admiring the vacuum skills of the officials. Oh, here it is, around the corner. Spreads it all out. Look at that, head forward. He's going to sure up his shoulders. Throw a good pass. Everything technically good. He's making good plays.
Yeah, Travell Brown back there too, but
he could have made a good block there and didn't want to hit him in the back.
Green the carry, nothing. Stopped at the line, nice job. But on that play, it was clear on David Thomas. Not that much of a pass rush when he rolled out, and not much downfield coverage.
Well, and I hate to be on the Dave Thomas bandwagon, but he does things technically well. He's been trained well to do his job. He throws, with good technique. He runs with good technique. Those things get you yardage.
And as I said, he didn't play quarterback until the 3rd or 4th game this season. They didn't know what they had in this guy.
Well, and if he's a leader to boot, then he's your team guy.
From the 41, 2nd and 12. Green hit hard. About the 22. Hard to see names up here, numbers. Got a great big window in my way. What do you think?
Yeah, well, especially with the field starting to creep up on the jerseys.
3rd and 9 at the 21. Big play coming up here, boy. Huskies once again going right to left on your screen.
A couple Big Red fans showing their enthusiasm a bit.
Huge play right here for both teams, especially for that Big Red defense. Thomas again the play flake. He's got a blocker there, but he underthrew this ball. That's one I'm sure he'd like to have back. The ball might, have also slipped out of his hand there due to the field conditions.
It's got to be hard to throw. I mean, it's mucky, it's muddy, it's... You look at where the players stand on the sidelines, and there's no hope for grass coming back here until winter, next spring anyway.
There has not been the best weather, not just tonight, but any night here at Memorial Stadium. This is going to be a long field goal. What about this, Tom? 40 yards?
Now, they say he's a sophomore?
Enders.
This is a rough kick in this weather and in this condition. He's soccer style. At least he's lining up like that.
The sophomore Enders.
Distance.
Too far left.
Yeah, well,
but not bad though.
Decent leg. I tell you what, you go try to kick in this. That ball gets hard. With the cold, the ball gets hard. You put your foot on it. Actually hurts your foot to kick.
Decent effort, though. And from 40, that's some confidence in your kicker. And what? As we said, a sophomore there. So.
Well, I tell you what, if we're on the 20, that ball, if it was a little bit lined up better, that's good. He's got distance for that. He's got a 40-yard leg, or they wouldn't have tried it.
Safe to say, Tom, for the Big Reds to come back in this game, and they're only really down one possession. They've got to get Mitchell and Collier the football. Simple as that. They're your two biggest stars.
Well,
You've got to do it.
You got to go to your money guys eventually, and you don't want to wait until deep in the fourth quarter to do it.
We'll see. Give to Collier this time. Well, tripped up nicely over there. Number 51 had him by the ankles. And
DJ
really,
Palm, great play.
Collier very dangerous to that outside, but they were waiting for him that time.
Well, you know, the key is get containment on him, force him in, put a guy on him, and make Collier make his own mistakes.
And safe to say with Collier, you don't want to have a foot race. You need to get them when they did.
Oh, right, yeah. You can't go one-on-one with them. You got to get, you know, that's why they put that many guys out on the field.
From the 19, second and 11. Give to Collier to the outside. Stiff arms a man. Now he backs up a little bit. Decent yards, not too bad at all. Got somewhere around the 25, about the 27. Somebody wants a flag thrown on the field. What do you think?
Well, he wants a flag on the field, and he should probably invest in a striped shirt.
Yeah.
He's making more calls than everybody else.
And they're always under our booth, you know.
Yeah.
He wants Channel 6 exposure.
It's like a full moon on a Halloween night, man. It's just
yeah.
Everybody's got to line up underneath us.
From the 27 again, 3rd and 3 now. 3 and 8 ticks to play in the third quarter. Running formation. Give to Collier again around blocking, but there's just nothing. No. A whole horde of tacklers waiting for him.
That is the front five defense of the Huskies taking one of their money guys out of the game. The best thing you can do with a younger guy, a junior like Collier, who's used to a bit of success, is stuff him. You stuff him, and he doesn't know what to do. You know, you get frustrated. You don't understand why things aren't going. It's the play, the front five of the Huskies right now, really keeping the Huskies up by 6.
Yeah, DJ Palm again, but it really doesn't matter. There was just no blocking there. I mean, no one could have got out of that. They were there waiting for him.
Right. DJ Palm, like you said, 2 big plays on this series have really stuffed the Big Reds and forced them into a punt.
Standing about the 12, Trendy to punt this one. High snap, gets it off anyway, off the bounce. David Thomas from midfield. Forcing tacklers to slip. Look out. He's dangerous, fumbled the football, but the Huskies, I believe, recovered. There's a break, Tom.
Yeah, well, you're right. They still get good field position, and plus a little bit of luck there.
Well, that definitely is a break there. Sometimes that's what it takes to win football games, is getting breaks like that. 2:10 to go. There you see, third quarter.
Well, you know, points off turnovers has been a big deal already. The Big Reds early in the game, blocking the kick, had a great chance to go in for 6, failed to do so, and still haven't scored since. It's 12-6. You know, you have to take advantage of it.
We'll see if they indeed do that. 1st and 10 now, 38-yard line.
Huge set of plays for the Huskies.
Well, timeout Big Reds. They take this one to talk a little bit.
Well, it's big. It's going into the fourth quarter. There's 2:10 left in the third. The Huskies want desperately to get into the end zone. The Big Reds have to stop. They get in now. That's a pretty big hill for one quarter in a weather system like this. This may be what comes down to be the key set of downs for the Huskies.
A little bit of pressure at this point, maybe?
Well,
just
sure.
A 6-point lead, too?
Well, I tell you what, even for the Huskies have really failed to finish off this Big Red team when they have been, in my opinion, clearly in control of the game, most of it.
Well, the Big Reds' journey to get here, August 29th at Flint Carman Ainsworth, a 33-14 loss. They lost to Macomb Lance Cruz North, 42-37. Then to Grosse Pointe South, 27-15. At home to Macomb, Dakota, they lost 45-23, but that's when it turned around with the big win over Warren Mott, 67-56. A 21-20 win over Roseville. Then they lost to Warren Cousino in Warren Cousino, but a home win last week, 43-0 against East Detroit. How's that slap in the face?
Well, you know, downriver, they got some bullies down there, and sometimes you go down there and you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you.
Well, they came here this time, and the bear ate them.
Yeah, well, it will happen.
Again, first down now. Sargent in motion. They really like this offensive formation. Give to Green. All kinds of room to the 25, up 20. Stiff arms to the 15, pushed out of bounds 13.
Yeah,
first
that's a
down.
flag. There's a flag, and deservedly so.
Late hit?
He hit him late, yeah.
Well, Channel 6 happy to pick that one up again, too.
More vacuum issues.
Injured player down on the field. Likely the guy was hit out of bounds.
This is almost a draw. Really well done. Offensive line really seals a hole on both sides. Good running ability. Has one guy to shake off here. He, tries to get around. Collier stays with him well, but when he goes to go out of bounds here, you're going to see him tag him. He's 1, 2.
Well, there you go.
It's close, but once you're over that line, especially with the wall as close as it is here, you have to be careful.
Yeah, but what kind of a push did he make there? I mean, there's one thing to just kind of touch him, but he kind of slapped him a bit.
Well,
and I think you call that, especially on a night like this.
Oh, sure you do. The weather's crazy. The wall is 2 foot from the field.
Well, yeah.
Luckily he's limping back to the sideline.
He has had some kind of game. Most valuable player of this game.
Well, what gets you about that play is you can't. That's the second personal foul on number 4. You can't do that.
It'll be first and goal from the 10 when play resumes with 2:02 to play in the third quarter. 12-6 still Huskies. They're driving, knocking on the Big Red's door and almost getting in there too.
And again, the issue of the wall being so close. I don't know if you can really, if you've never been here.
Would you say it's 5 yards, or is that even too much?
5 to 7. It's not far. You're going to make contact with that wall if you're, and we've seen a lot of it. We've seen people go into kicking nets. We've seen people almost come over the wall, and you think they, with a couple acres they're sitting on here, they could have pushed those things back.
Well, in that big 67-56 win over Warren Mott there that I keep talking about, quarterback Larry Rowlands, that's quite the story. He was playing in his first game, and I don't know if you knew this, but he threw for, I think, 3 TDs, ran for, I think, 2 more, threw for 373 yards. I mean, that was just the game of games there.
That's
yeah, at this level especially. And he's been,
at any level.
He's been really a refreshing story for this team with Adrian Brown, coming off the injury and all, but what's this guy doing down here?
He's we don't have a shot of it, but there's a guy throwing popcorn into the stands.
He's having fun anyway, but that first little bit, the bag was leaking more than, well, he's going to gun it up to us, I think. No. First and goal from the 7. Thomas to give the Sargent. Nothing. Met right there at the line and pushed back. Chris Isaacson among tacklers for the Big Reds there. They need a lot more of that on this drive here. Kind of disappointed with the weather too, Tom, because these offenses, they like to throw the football and spread out defenses, and it's almost a shame, I'll say, because I was kind of hoping to see the big offensive explosions they're so capable of, and the weather taking it away from them. Well,
I understand why they played the last game of the year, but it would be fun to watch them in warm weather without the rain.
Here's Thomas on a rollout again. Wide open, touchdown, Huskies.
That's
there you go.
Pass. That's a great pass. He hammered that thing in. There goes another flag.
I tell you, Thomas on the rollout, the Big Reds cannot contain that. They don't know what to do.
Well, they're spreading the defense out too thin, and they don't know how to adjust back to get the receivers. I don't think a touchdown's going to count with this flag. This flag was well after the touchdown.
He's got some good speed out there too.
Yeah, that's the dangerous thing. A guy like that's a double threat. It can throw the ball through your chest. It makes it difficult. Uh-oh.
Well, if that's a legal procedure, that wouldn't count, would it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that. He threw that. Well, here it is. It's a roll out to the right, and you're going to watch him set up once he gets to the outside and just hammer this ball in. What I don't get is they threw. They're going to call it a no touchdown. He sets up here, shoulders straight to the line. Nice pass right to the back of the end zone. But what I don't get is they call a legal procedure. Well, the flag hasn't even been thrown yet, as far as the replay is concerned.
Right, and a lot of time you don't even run the play.
Right, well, yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but generally with a flag thrown that late, it's not legal procedure.
So they're discussing it down there. We've had a few big discussions tonight.
Yeah, that's a strange call.
Well, 2 penalties against the Huskies here. Is that an illegal man? Yeah, illegal man downfield there, the call. That's strange. Strange to have that happen in the red zone, too.
Yeah, well,
you know, like, a few things happening to the Huskies today, Tom, that you don't normally see.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a little bit, well, lack of a better way of saying, a little sloppy for the Huskies, actually. They don't usually give up this many penalties.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 13 now, where that ball is going to be marked when play resumes. A minute 17 to go, third quarter, 12-6.
Yeah, I'd actually have to go down and talk to an official to understand really what happened there.
I'm wondering who it was, the man downfield there. Thomas on the rollout again. Looking end zone, going to keep this one. No, pushed out of bounds pretty hard again, too, at about the 13.
Well, that's a coverage sack right there. He just had no one to throw to.
Couple big reds there pushed him out. They seem to really love Thomas on the rollout from left to right.
Well, it works. Yeah, you don't see him much come the other side. Yeah, he's going to goat rope him there.
Initial tackle doesn't work, though.
Yeah, that's a big hit there.
They got him good.
That's a solid hit.
And not only that, but it's slippery and muddy on those sidelines, too. You know, you get a bad footing or something, you could hurt yourself.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, you're almost surprised there's not more twisted knees and broken ankles.
Why not rubber mats? I mean, I know they're expensive, but ahead of this,
I don't know.
From shotgun, 3rd and goal. From the 13-yard line, a pitch back, but a flag on the play before this even starts. There you go, shooting themselves in the foot again. Big red crowd loving it.
Unusuals for the Huskies. Especially when you go back to, there was a touchdown at one point. Penalties cost you there. This one, that puts you back to 3rd and 13. Now it's 3rd and 18.
And with a minute 9 left in the third quarter of play, still 12-6. Tom, what do you think of that third quarter? It's, well, been a real defensive battle. Weather conditions playing a big factor. But again, Husky penalties starting to shoot themselves in the foot.
You know, as far as the third quarter, that's just kind of ugly, tell you the truth. I mean, it's cold, it's raining, there's been a lot of mistakes. The players are getting cold because there hasn't been a lot of play time. They've stood there more than they've played. And, of course, another whistle.
Well, the officials want timeout this time. Will play ever get back to being normal?
I'm not
That's
sure.
my question.
Look, there's a lot of people here, and I've got like a 15-minute walk to the car. If we could just sum this up a little bit here.
In the rain, too.
Yeah.
You don't like that, do you? Well, a trick play here. What the heck?
Well,
the back was standing there, and like he didn't even expect that.
Well,
He just let it fall, or what happened
I think it
there?
was reminiscent of the fumble-rooski play. I guess is what they kind of call it. Basically, what they do is they hand him that. They keep the play going right, and then they shoot him like a draw up the middle. It can work very well.
But in truth, how often does a defense fall for that?
A lot. Well, I've seen it work in the right position quite a bit. The big issue there was you kind of have to have the ball.
Well, folks, they need 24 yards. It's 4th and goal from there, if you can believe that.
From a touchdown back to 4th and 24.
Thomas from shotgun to pass. Here's this one out. Picked off again at the 2-yard line. Look out, he's got some running room to the 10, to the 15.
That caught from there's another flag.
Well, we'll see what it's all about. Obviously thrown after he made the pick, so that one will stand. Can't even see the number to tell you who had that one. Eric Haddix. How about it?
Yeah, well, a big play for the Huskies, or excuse me, the Big Reds. That penalty for the Huskies.
That's 2 big turnovers, though, in the red zone by the Huskies, who were driving very well. But there's a fine example again. Penalties setting them back. But David Thomas, 2 unfortunate picks at the 2 tonight.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you keep getting that close to the end zone, when you're in the red zone and you just can't punch it in, that's when teams sneak up on you and beat you.
Well, this will more than likely be the last play of the third quarter here for Memorial Stadium. Likely just a run here. It's just about time for Mitchell, I'm telling you right now.
Well, I think you can take a poke at it right here. You don't want to throw a pick, but that's what
Brown looking to him. Here he goes, airing it out. Comes back to get it, and the ground is just too slippery. Yeah. But Travell Brown, good coverage in front of him.
Nobody's getting their footing. That's the big advantage here is no one has good footing. Both the receiver and the defensive back saw that, couldn't make the adjustment to come back because of the field.
Yeah, and it should be noted, Tom, his forward momentum is going one way.
Right.
In a field condition like this where you've got to suddenly stop, pivot, and go the other way,
yeah.
You know, it's hard.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen like it would on a normal day's practice when everything's cheery and fun and sunny.
Those practices are cheery and fun, are they?
Yeah, for the most part.
From the 19 now, 2nd and 10, 9 seconds to play, third quarter. Brown looking that way again. Instead, he keeps it. He's got some wheels. Gets to about the 25, and that'll do it. After 3 quarters complete here at Memorial Stadium, the Huskies. This was a score at halftime, and it remains 12-6 over the Big Reds. CPHS Channel 6, Derek Work, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde. We'll be back with the fourth in just a moment. Check out the music they got going. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action, Memorial Stadium, CPHS Channel 6, Derek Work, the Big D, Hyde, Tom Hyde, and a special return tonight. Glad to have you back.
Well, you got to come back for the big dance, right?
Yeah, speaking of big dances, Doug in here getting his groove on to the funky Channel 6 music there during the break.
Had the Cabbage Patch going, the Running Man.
Yeah.
He's popping and locking.
Fourth down off the carry from Josh Collier. Check that too. And it'll be interesting to see what they do here. You got to punt it, I would think. I mean, this gives them the game, really, if they don't. I mean, it gives them a big chance at the game anyway, I would think, in the fourth quarter, up 6 already.
Well, you know, I mean, it's defense now. If you're the Huskies, it's defense. Who cares if you don't score? You're up by 6. Just don't let them. They don't score, game's over.
Here's the punt, trendy.
Oh.
Blocked. Bounces at the 40. They'll let it go.
See, you got to get these guys. You got to yell whatever your call is, poison or get away or what are you doing, something. You got to get your players away from it. You don't want to give that ball back.
Oh, they had 3 men in there, and either one of them could have blocked it.
Right.
Down about the 44, the 45 of the Big Reds. That's where the Huskies will get it this time. This is a big defensive stand by the Big Reds here, boy.
Boy, he laid out perfectly. Got his arms extended. You know, that's how you do it. You fly out like Superman. You get your hands on the ball.
Smart by Travell Brown to let that go, too.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to pick that up. Just let it go. It's good field position either way. It's smart football is what it is.
First down, 10 to go. 45-yard line. Green again. Oh, they got him this time, though. That's a fine ankle tackle. I believe Matt Browning jumped up from the safety position.
Well, this is another key series for the Big Reds. You can't let them in. You know, you're looking at 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Huskies barking at you. You can't let them in. You got to give your offense the chance to win this game.
Ryan Murphy over there, nice job. Brings up 2nd and 7. Huskies have not changed their #1 offensive look. They're still going with the 3 wide, 1 back set, but The pass, which they love to do, ineffective tonight.
You know, they haven't changed their look in 25 years.
2nd and 8 from the 43. There's that Thomas. Roll out again. He's going to keep it to the 35. Knocked out of bounds. 34. Should be enough for a first down. And Haddock's on the tackle there.
Well, Thomas is just piling on the yards.
That's close to a Husky first down. That's a Husky first down.
And I was told to mention Eric Haddock, son of Sherry and Kurt, and Doug, a big hello to them.
See, we're all purpose up here.
Oh, yeah. Yep. We give credit where credit is so deservedly due.
Not even due sometimes. We just... I'm more into this to just hear myself talk.
This I know, yes. 1st and 10 from the 34. Green again. He's making the first guy miss every time right at that line.
I wouldn't have let him transfer.
I don't think they had a choice now that I've heard the story. I guess his father moved and...
Kidnap him, make him live in the cafeteria, do something. You can't let that guy with that much running ability out of your school.
Yeah, and this is by far, I think, his best game all year. He's looked very sharp in the game they need to look sharp.
Well, he's got a lot riding on this game. You know, I mean, he knows all these guys. He's
yeah, and it might be very well to say that this game means the biggest to him out of any player on this field.
Well, and truth be told, it's not impossible for the Huskies to get playoff time here. But they need to win.
Right. A win here ensures a first-place tie for the division. Thomas eludes one tackler. Now he cuts up to the 30. Out of bounds, 26.
Oh, he's slippery. He's just a slippery runner.
That's Jason Tycho again, pushed him out of bounds. I thought they had him for a loss back here, but again, he avoided that tackle. Yep. And that's key, Tom, isn't it? Getting past that first tackle. That's what they say you got to do.
Well, you know, once you get by him, your vision opens up, the field opens up. It's simple. It's another snap to Thomas, and he just clearly just runs it out. That's, you know, makes a slip tackle there. Little rain, little mud helped him out, but once he makes this corner, you know, it's an extra 5 or 6 or 7 yards every time. In that case, more.
Yeah, he's got some good wheels you can see there. 3rd down and 1 now.
The key, you got to contain him.
Kind of hard in the 3rd and 1 to do that, but be careful there.
That's a pretty early whistle.
You'd let him go, would you?
Oh, well, you know, you can't. He's still moving. We've seen him pop out of bigger piles.
Oh, the Big Reds kind of quit after they heard the whistle, though.
Well, that's... You know, with a guy like that, you never know when he's going to jump out and run.
4th and inches, they don't give it to him. Boy, I don't know where they're marking that one. I guess it all depends on when the whistle was blown, but even when it was, I thought he was clearly over the mark. That's a strange mark as far as I'm concerned.
But now they've got it first. Well...
that yardstick is just about right on the first down mark.
That's 4th and inches.
That's close, boy. Thomas sneak or what? That's all you got to do,
I think,
really.
you know, you have to.
Now they risk greens.
Fumble.
Well, fumble.
And the Huskies look like they have the ball.
Boy, that's another big break for them.
Yeah, sure is. Well.
Oh, the Big Reds have the football. How about that?
Well, I tell you what, it looked like the Huskies had it. But if you're a Big Red in the bottom of a pile, you're biting, you're scratching, you're pulling at that thing. It just pops right out of his hands.
Well, we've seen 2 fumbles be recovered by the Huskies very, very luckily today, Tom. And what happens? You can't be lucky all the time, right?
Well, right. Well, and I tell you what, just like we saw in the replay there, the ball pops out. It got the first down on its own, but you have to go get it.
1st and 10 now. We'll see what the Big Reds can do. See if the momentum shift here will help them out. Huskies certainly are losing the turnover ratio battle right now, and that could come back to haunt them. I formation. Hendrickson, and he's a load. To the 32, up to the 34. You got a big guy ahead of the fullback, kind of unfair. 1 blocker, 1 big guy taken.
Well, that's, you know, that's per the days of Christian Okoye.
Right. Barry Word.
Yeah, just big guys running up the middle saying, hey, stop us if you can.
And he looks like a fine fullback. I mean, the way he runs?
Well, he's broke a couple out that,
Right.
he's not getting huge credit for, but he's gotten big chunks when he needs to.
It doesn't help when the one comes back as a flag,
Sure.
which you saw earlier, obviously. 8:50 to play in the game now. Very important drive for the Big Reds. They trail 12-6. Bumps into his play, but that's enough to get maybe a first down here and a whole lot more to the 45. Look out, Brown's got wheels down to the
Fumble.
46. Wait a minute, is he out of bounds though? Fumble on the play. No official signal from the referee yet. Oh, did the ground cause that maybe?
That's not how it works in high school football. The ground can cause a fumble.
Don't completely know the rule on that one.
Yeah, well, a fumble's a fumble in high school football.
Well, it doesn't help when you hit in your own guy.
Yeah, broken play. But, that happens a lot with kickoffs and everything. He just takes it around the middle off this broken play. Finds a gap. Great blocking from the Big
good
Reds.
blocking.
Another 10 yards down the road, and he smacks him pretty good there.
He does.
That's a fumble.
I think he's down, though. Brown made the tackle.
He could have been. I think we'd be asking too much for another slow motion replay close-up.
Right.
I don't think we have that kind of technology.
From the 46, 1st and 10. Collier trying to get to the outside. They're running on an angle to stop him. Pushed out of bounds 40. And hit hard, too, and there's a flag.
Well, and deservedly so on that one.
You think maybe for a minute revenge factor?
I don't know. I hate to take a guess on that either way, but
well,
you got to call it.
He had 2 penalties for that in this game earlier.
Yeah, it's well, you expect a bit of fisticuffs during this cross-city, fist fight here.
On the whole, Tom, I think the Huskies have played a better game, but the turnovers have just been the factor, and that's the reason the Big Reds are in this game.
The replay showing Collier beating him to the outside. The tackler has the head on the right side of that tackle, but Collier just muscles through it.
And then a little bit of...
Yeah, that's a...
Well, he could have stopped right there, but he lowered it. And
yeah, well, it looks like he might even wanted to hold him up there, but look, safe bet, just don't touch him. He's going out of bounds, don't touch him.
Well, that's the thing. He could have let up, but it's so muddy and slippery over there. How do you know he wasn't grabbing him just for support?
Well, well, that's same thing. Don't touch him. I'm not grabbing him. If he wants to hit the wall by himself, let him. That's huge play for the Big Reds.
Turnover's the big story in this one. Especially the 2 picks at like the 2 or the 1 back there,
Fumble.
Yeah, that's Rollins in there again at quarterback, but wait a minute.
They have it.
They do, yep. Husky football. How about it, Tom?
Well, it's getting ugly out there. You got to keep your handle. Hang on to that ball like it's the only one you're ever going to get.
And you got to capitalize on a turnover like that, especially the way this game is going, and they give it right back to him.
Yeah, well, this late in the game, you got to make it. Well, he just drops it, basically. It's a bad handoff. It's the responsibility of the quarterback to get that ball to the running back. So, you make your decision on that one and what happened. But
Ed Sinek, technology supreme with that instant replay.
I need one of those little things I can draw on now.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath. We'll be getting that next year. Play action again. Here's the rollout. Dave Thomas going to keep it. Look at him get the yards.
Oh, he bounced off another guy.
Yeah, still goes forward. Gets to about the 37.
But notice how careful he's being with his footing. It's in the Huskies' hands now. 7:50 left in the game. Take it down the field. Take as much time as you can and get that score.
Yeah, you got to run that clock up a little bit.
Well, yeah,
I guess you'd say.
Especially with you have to be careful, and he's being careful. You don't want to give up. You don't want to cough this ball up again.
Big Red fans chanting defense, defense. Quite the ringleader over there, that guy in the red. He was going crazy a couple weeks ago down here. He had a Hawaiian necklace on. And going nuts, getting the fans involved, trying to do it again. Give again, Green, not much. Running that clock down again. Player of the game still? Adrian Green, you think?
Well, actually, I like DJ Palm, really, so far.
Yeah.
He's made a couple key plays for the Northern.
Defensively, certainly.
And, I'm going to go with the dual
Oh, you're going to call your player of the game right now.
Well, no, but these are just my favorites.
Ah,
If you're taking
jumping
any,
the gun
if
on
you're
me
taking
here.
any bets, the dual action power of the big red quarterbacks.
Again from the 39, 2nd and 8. 3 wide, 1 back again. Adrian Brown, Green, and to the outside. As an Adrian Brown on the Big Reds and Adrian Green on the Huskies. How's that? Both very talented players. Brown has shared time with Rollins tonight as we expected, and Green has just been sensational. Well, Seafried is in the game. We expected to see some of him tonight. We weren't completely sure. Now he lines up out there as a wideout. And Sargent, the lone back in the backfield for the Huskies. 3rd down and 3 from the 44. Thomas, there he is again on the rollout. Cuts upfield, first down. Well, I don't know about a head tackle, maybe.
Wow. That's a decapitation almost there. That's a head snapped back.
I think they're sick of Thomas doing this to them. He's been doing it all night.
Well, he's dangerous. You know, he's just as dangerous as anybody else out on that field. And the key to that is containment. That, you know, it's simple stuff
that they haven't had.
Well, it's really tough to contain on a field like this because it's all about cutting ability. And when a guy like he's being careful and still faster than most people out on that field.
Well, we got to keep an eye on that clock. Under 6 minutes to play now in the 4th. 1st and 10 at the 49. Seafried this time in motion. They give to Brown, hit hard at the line, battles forward for a few more. About the 47.
If I'm the Huskies, this is what I do. I'm just going to do this until the Big Reds either take the ball away from me or I score.
Yeah, at this point, they're not proving they can really stop you.
Yeah, and with the holes that early on in this game the Huskies blew in the defensive line of the Big Reds, why not? You got a guy like Dave Thomas who can break around the corner for 30 yards, 40 yards, or more. Just keep running it down their throats.
And he's got that jersey all muddy. Now you know he's been playing, right? Sargent busts through.
It's actually a great open field tackle by the Big Reds there. If he didn't get him on that one, that's 6 points.
Sargent to the 37 and a first down, and here we are again. This has been the real Big Red weakness, especially on defense, you know, stopping that run. All year long, they said this was the big problem. And they don't look like they're stopping the run very well right now. They gave up the most rushing yards last season. Hyde's on his cell phone. Good timing, bro. Good timing. How about that? To Sargent. Carried down right at the 35-yard line. Banks, who's had a real rough, tough game down there on the line. And he's a big boy, as we've said. Now, who was that?
I turned my mic off.
Is that the woman?
No, it's
calling at the most.
That's a big agent.
Oh, really? Okay.
Big agent for
color for next year.
My
Is that
sparkling personality.
Yeah. Is that what they call it? Sparkling.
Yes, that's what they call it. That's what they call it when I'm in the room.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 35. Again, Sargent. Hey, good second effort. Not too bad at all. Got about 2 when he should have lost maybe a yard. Or maybe no gain on the play. So about 3rd and 5. From there. Banks again. He's had a great game from that defensive line. As I just said. Back-to-back tackles. And he's, what? Well, as again, 6'4", 275.
Yeah, that's a big one. You know, you get that guy in front of you.
Big play right now, 3rd and 5. Husky D has to, the Big Red D actually has to step up here on the Huskies. Thomas, there's the rollout again. Nothing fancy about it. They're waiting for him. Close. I don't think he's quite got it.
I still go for it if I'm the Huskies. Whether it's a yard or 6 inches, you go for it. The key is time. It's 4th and 1. They're putting 4th and 1 up on the board. Just keep chewing it. You don't want stoppage in the time.
Well, keep in mind, Big Reds can throw that thing. And any kind of Hail Mary attempt, you just never know with Mitchell out there. He's a factor. Time isn't always an issue with this team. And they're going to measure this one. Very, very close. I don't think he's got it, though.
Yeah, you know, we don't have the greatest of angles up here, and sometimes it looks like it's an inch, and, you know, down on the field, he's made it by like a yard and a half, and
3:25, you got some players of the game for me. What do you think?
Well, though I jumped out early, and I'm still going to go with DJ Palm for the Huskies, just because he's made some just big key plays when he had to do it, and I like the quarterbacks for the Big Reds, just because they're tough, because they've taken a real big, huge pounding today. Brownie calling for a good umbrella shake.
I didn't know you could shake umbrellas. Especially that big one we saw earlier. I want to see them shake that one.
That's a tent.
Good luck. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, offensively, you can't not give it to Adrian Green. Obviously, Dave Thomas for the Huskies got to be considered as well. He's been sensational. And I agree with you, the quarterbacks of the Big Reds, because there hasn't really been anybody else that's really stood out. Here we go, 4th down and short. Good pass rush. Thomas escapes, dives forward, he got it. He's been the story all day long.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, obviously the big impact player for the Huskies. And you know, time is just going to keep on rolling.
Yeah, 3:15 to play in this game.
You know, what the Huskies want now is just the only time they want the clock to stop is if they're moving chains.
On this 1st down and 10 now from the 26. Just under 3 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. And the game. 12-6 Huskies. They have the ball. Give to Green. Outside of the 20 to the 19.
There's a flag.
Yep. Well, when I have this time, I'd like to thank some people at Channel 6 for their great job this season, from camera people right on down. Some people to focus on. Harry Parent, as I said, the dude that goes up and down and does favors for me. That's good. Justin Williams, another guy, he's running the 3rd camera. Get some good blimp shots from overhead this year, too. Matthew Hoffman, April Wolf, Sean Riley, directors E.J. Shea, big fella in the truck. We haven't really gotten many pictures of him in the truck, but he's still the big fella in the truck as far as I'm concerned. Jamie Yielding down there as well, and I'd like to personally thank for myself Ed Sinek, again, for the opportunity this season. He's done it, gave me this opportunity for many years now, and I'd like to thank him. And it's always a pleasure to do this for Channel 6 again. And it's good to see you. Thanks a lot for coming up for this last one. I know we certainly missed you up here in the booth here, Hutch.
Well, you know, you get invited to the big dance only a couple times in your life, and hey, with a date like you show.
No comment. We'll leave it at that. You get a little romantic when it's dark out, do you? 1st and 20 from the 36. Sargent avoids well, he can't. Well, they got him ankle tackled. He's hit hard there at the 38. I believe Ryan Murphy over there smoked him.
Yeah, that'll give you a new address.
And Browning as well.
Anytime you're locked up like that, you really have to just try to dive toward the ground, because there's going to be a bunch more guys coming at you. And there's some Marysville fans over there. Camera shot of them.
Are they everywhere or what?
Yeah, they're everywhere you want to be.
Another great season for them. Very competitive, always there at Marysville.
Well, they need to win tomorrow, or there are no playoffs for them.
What are they, 5 and 4?
They're 5 and 3 right now, with a couple
3.
close games against tough teams, but nevertheless.
Thomas, again, that rollout we've become accustomed to. He's got some blocks, not too bad. Pushed out of bounds, 35. And congrats to some of these players on some fine years. You got to say Terry Mitchell, Dave Thomas have really been the big playmakers on these two teams. As far as I'm concerned, those two get the MVPs for me. They've been sensational. Mitchell hasn't really been gone to this game, Tom.
Oh yeah, well, you know, those guys have been fun to watch for years.
Right. And in the senior year, as you'd expect, they step up in a big way.
Well, it's a special year, you know, your senior year. You know, it's the last time that 99% of these guys are going to touch the field again, and you know, you want to give it your all, and you give it a little extra, I think.
3rd down. Thomas again, the rollout, and underthrew this ball to Sargent. Tried to come back and get it, but as we said, the footing not the greatest. Brings up 4th down.
Another flag hit the field. Generally holding. I'm going to guess that again.
A minute 47 to go, Tom. What do you think of this one on the whole, this game?
Well, it's played how it had to be played.
Yeah, holding Huskies.
It's mucky, it's rainy, it's a horrible condition to play, and and you take what they give you. You know, I mean, it's a great playing field if you're out there. It's fun. It's kind of bad for us because it's cold and it's, you know, horrible out, but
Well, yeah, and when you have a rivalry game like this, as I said earlier, you want better, better field conditions to really see what these teams are made of.
well, you know, but overall, it's about what I expected. You know, they play each other similarly every year, and it's fun to watch because they know each other, they want to beat each other, and usually it's a pretty heated game.
They're going to punt this one away. Mitchell, very dangerous in this situation. They kicked this one out of bounds. Not a very long punt there, but
And it need to be.
out of bounds the 18.
Well, here we go. 1:43 left, fourth quarter, 12-6 Huskies. Big Reds have to take it down.
Well, I'm telling you right now, and not to sound like a broken record, do not let Terry Mitchell beat you here. I don't care what it takes.
Yeah.
Double him, triple him, do not let him do it.
Well, you know, a big play guy like that, he can take it to you. It only takes one play at this point. Get him right back into the game.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's Brown back there or Rollins. Pass protection is so key right now.
Absolutely. You got to keep guys like Reynolds from going around the corner, making havoc in the backfield.
We'll see. 4 wide actually. Rollins to pass. Blitz, Johnny Reynolds sacked.
Well, like I said, you got to stop him. You got to stop Reynolds from getting around that corner.
Mr. Blitz on the blitz. Bingo.
Looks like the Big Red's going with some type of hurry-up offense.
Minute 25 to go. 4 wide, and they're spread out. Rollins. Outside Mitchell slipped.
He was there.
Well, again, the ball kind of underthrown too, but
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, he's there. On a dry day, he hits that.
Travell Brown is out there guarding him. You throw to him again?
He was awful open. You know, you're thinking about it. I know that for sure. You're thinking about throwing it to him.
Rollins is in there right now. What do you think of that move? Do you play the senior in Brown or stick Rollins out there and think this will help him out for next year maybe?
Well, you know, that's something to think about. I mean, you give him a chance to get a little bit of a taste in it, so over the summer he can get better and by lifting and running and whatever you got to do. But yeah, you might want to give him a taste, but you know, you're running out of time for experiments here.
3rd and 17 from the 12. Rollins, here comes the pass rush again. Mitchell jumps up, and that's just tough luck there. And the year, folks, comes down to one play right now. Should the Huskies hold, they'll win this game, be tied for first place winning their division, and dare we say it, Tom, maybe even a playoff berth.
Well, it's not impossible. You know, you look at once the playoffs start, you look at these teams, and there's quite a few teams that are 5 and 4 that do get in, and they're going to need help. It's definitely not a sure thing, but it would be nice. It'd be nice to see a Port Huron team go to the playoffs. There's several teams in this area that every year continually go, and I'd like to see these two teams start a tradition of their own.
Big Reds would fall to 3 and 6. Again, the Huskies would be 5 and 4, but I'm jumping the gun. 4th down, the snap is too high. This is going to be a safety. Nothing you can do about that, and my guess is that's just about all she wrote.
And you know what? Believe it or not, he did the right thing. You got to go back and fall on it. It's all you can do. You can't, you know, you can't give up a touchdown. Unfortunate.
Well, with 1:06 to play in this one, the 4th quarter, 14-6 Huskies. That's all she wrote. Of course, with that safety, Big Reds have to kick it back to the Huskies.
Yeah, now, you know, obviously it's going to be a onside, but it really puts them in a fix because it actually now it's 14-6 rather than 12. It's just you know, it's a rainy day, bad snap, and he does the right thing by running back here and just flopping on the ball. There's no sense trying to get up, throw a pass, kick it again, you know, because you're almost begging to give up a touchdown. And at that point, there's no hope. At least now at 14-6, there's hope.
2 is always better than 6.
Sure, every time, you know, every single time.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen high school teams that at one point or another just simply turn around and run out the back of the end zone rather to give up the 2 than the 6.
So it's a tough year again for the Big Reds. They'll fall to 3 and 6 now. And judging by their talent, they're not a 3-6 football team. They had a rough one today, but again, the weather wasn't the greatest. Huskies going to be 5-4, and we'll see what happens with a next week, possibly for them. Well, coming off the safety now, do an onside kick.
Yep.
They cover it, and that should be it right
Yep,
there.
that's going to be it.
Ryan Oswald right there. Again, to the seniors, both teams, the Big Reds and the Huskies, congratulations on some fine careers here at each school, and best of luck to them next year.
Well, absolutely, and they're going to recover, as every high school team does every single year. They'll come back with a team, and they'll try to be competitive. And like I said, I'd like to see these teams really make a stride for getting into the playoffs and packing the stadium for some playoff games, because you know what an honor it is to have another team come into this area and play here, if you can. I mean, what a great mantle to show off, rather than this stadium.
And it's been a fun year for me, one of the more enjoyable years, definitely, with the big games, some big Red wins, and a couple that the Huskies won in goofy weather conditions. A tornado warning one week, and they just said, heck with it. We'll worry about the tornado warning when the game's done.
Yeah, well,
you know?
That's safety first.
1 minute even to go in this one.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, they're going to call timeout. They're going to stretch this out, and but it's just not going to matter. Now, stranger things have happened, of course, and you never want to give up.
And don't forget, Channel 6 number, 984-6621.
Yeah, and also
the
remember
events
that
going on.
Friday is a request day. So call in and request your favorite Channel 6 shows Monday through Friday at, again, 984-6621.
Figured I'd kind of lead you into that.
Yeah, I was getting there. Like I said, I'm rusty at this still. It's been a year.
Ah, you've done a fine job. Give yourself some credit for the first time in your life. Ditching the headset on me here. The peanut gallery behind me, literally. 2nd and 7 from the 29. Doug's in cheers. He's all about the Huskies. The real estate man loves his football boy.
Real estate? I didn't realize he sold that.
50 seconds left. All kinds of fun here all year long. Season's not long enough as far as I'm concerned. 9 games. I mean, what does that prove? Huskies didn't really catch their groove until game 6 last year and won 4 in a row, and then what do you do from there?
Other states play more than 9. There's some states that play
8, don't they?
Well, yeah. There's actually teams in Montana that play like 4 games, and it's 8-man football. There's only 8 man on a side because there's nobody out there.
Oh yeah, just out for the enjoyment, huh?
Yeah, basic. Well, it's real football. It's just there's not enough population out there to get.
You learn
70
something
guys
every day.
Well, but there is states that do more than 9 games, and I'm kind of excited that football season's almost over because coming from a wrestling background and coaching wrestling, it's coming up hard on wrestling season.
I didn't expect you to say hockey.
No, I like watching hockey.
Yeah, Wings another solid team.
I know, maybe I can show up once or twice for hockey this year with you.
Yeah, be a fun time. Speaking too soon, maybe, but
yeah.
Be a pleasure to do that.
They never. Yeah. It's always a guess whether they're going to invite us.
And I should also mention thank you to the Big Reds faculty and staff. Another 15-yard major against the Big Reds here, but the faculty and staff of the Big Reds constantly have, the rosters in here every week for me. I don't even have to hunt for them. They're always up there. I thank them for that, to the people bringing those up. That's a nice gesture. And certainly a fine year, thanks to everybody. It was great, thanks to Channel 6, CPHS. As I said, Edward Sinek, E.J. Shea, and Jamie Yielding, the 3 in the truck. Sensational job, as always. They never get the credit they deserve.
No, well, they're the big, we're just the guys that come up here and jaw jack for a couple hours, and we don't do anything, really.
No.
They're down there working hard.
Well, we know what the power button does, if that helps.
Well, yeah. No, I don't think it does.
One more play, and that'll be it from Memorial Stadium. One last sign-off from you, maybe, Hyde, here.
Well,
That's all she wrote.
It's the game I expected. Good, healthy fist fight. This time the Huskies keep their streak alive, basically. The Big Reds just can't seem to beat them, but there's always next year.
Well, congratulations, Port Huron. Both teams on a great year. Obviously, we'll wait and see what the Huskies do next week. They go to 5-4, and the Big Reds, a fan down here chucked his cap. That tells it all, I guess. 3-6 is what they fall to. 12, check that, 14-6, the final. Derek Work, the Big D, CPHS Channel 6. Take care, folks.